What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Finance Stuff, where I help you land front office Wall Street internships regardless of your background, regardless of whether you go to a target school or not, and regardless of your previous work experiences. So if that sounds like you, if that sounds like something you want to do, you're in high school, you're a freshman, sophomore in college, and you want to get into these types of roles, this channel is for you. Now, if you're thinking, who the hell am I to tell you how to do this stuff?
Who the hell are you?
I am from Rutgers University, not a target school, and I have successfully landed a junior year internship at a prominent Wall Street bank in sales and trading, which is a front office role. Not only that, I was also a part of the Rutgers Road to Wall Street program, and along the way, I've learned some things that have worked for me, some things that have not worked for me. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've done a lot of things right to be able to do this, and I can speak from personal experience with everything that I tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything that I haven't done personally myself, so without further ado, let's get into this video. In this video, I'm going to be telling you the 3 most important things that will help you land this type of a role. The 3 biggest things that I did that helped me land this role, and exactly the steps that you can take to implement these things to help you land that same role that I did. Now, number 1 is developing personable skills and communication skills. Being able to build rapport, being able to talk to strangers without making it awkward, being able to network. These are skills that nobody teaches you in school. You have to go out there and develop these yourself. Why are these skills important? In a world where nobody can even talk to real people anymore without stuttering.
Did I stutter?
Developing these skills will help you stand apart from the thousands of other people that are trying to apply to these roles. When you're on interviews, when you're trying to network with these people, the number 1 thing that you can do that'll help you stand apart is being able to speak with confidence, being able to get your point across. These are some of the most important skills that not only Wall Street demands, but all realms and all jobs demand, unless you're a remote coder who never has to talk to people. But you guys want to land Wall Street internships, so these skills are absolutely vital. Now, how do you develop these skills? I personally did a sales job where I sold some knives, and I had to talk to people I didn't know on a regular basis, and I developed my ability to do that way. Now, if that scares you, you don't want to sell stuff to people, and you don't want to deal with rejection on a regular basis, that is all right. You can take a public speaking class at your college or high school, join the debate team, whatever that'll help you develop your speaking skills. You need to be able to speak without using stuff like, common things that make you sound less professional. The cold hard truth is, but how you portray yourself and how you come across when you speak is one of the most important things that will determine whether you get that job or not. So make sure to develop these skills as soon as you can. Again, you cannot learn these in school. You have to go out on your own and learn these skills. And number 2, this one has to do with gaining technical knowledge in whatever it is that you're trying to go into. There's so many different things on Wall Street that you can do, so many different things in finance. There's investment banking, sales and trading, asset management, wealth management. Too many to list in this video. We'll cover all these specific roles and what all of them entail in another video. But as of now, what I want to tell you is you have to develop technical knowledge in whatever that you are trying to do, because it shows that you're interested in this stuff, and you're so interested in it to the point where you want to learn about it on your own, which says a lot about you. The number 1 thing that these people look for, especially when recruiting for internships, is, are you interested in this stuff? You're in college. Nobody expects you to have trading experience, trading institutional amounts of money, and speaking to clients who are hedge funds. Nobody expects this of you. What the number 1 thing it is that they expect from you is that you're interested in this stuff, and you'll do whatever it takes to learn this stuff because that's what you want to do, and you got to portray that. Number 1 way you can do that is by learning about the things that you want to get into. For example, I wanted to get into sales and trading, so I learned about options, futures, FX, all the stuff that people trade, how they trade them, why they trade them, so that when I'm talking to people who are working in these roles, I can speak about what they actually do and have it be less awkward, because I'm not having to stop them every 5 seconds to ask, hey, what is that? I didn't really understand that. So whatever it is that you're trying to get into, whether it be investment banking, sales and trading, again, all of those other roles, you gotta know what you're talking about when you're talking to these people. Now, another part of this is knowing what's going on in the world. Keeping up with the news. For example, last year, all of the major news points were around what the Fed is going to do next, what interest rates are going to be like, and the projection of rates going into the future. If you were talking to someone or let's say you were on an interview and you were asked about this and you didn't know what's going on, that is a very bad look. That means you're not actually interested in this stuff and you don't care about this stuff at all because you don't care to read about this stuff in your free time. You don't care to keep up with this stuff. Not a good look for you. So developing technical knowledge and knowing what's going on in the world, very important. Moving on to number 3. This one is the most important one. Without this one, the other two are a complete waste of your time. It will amount to nothing. Without this one, you have zero chance of landing a front office role. What is this one? Networking. Just imagine for a second that you're a recruiter at Bank of America or JP Morgan or any of these banks, and you open up your applications and you get thousands and thousands of applicants. You're not gonna sit through all of those resumes one by one and evaluate them. Neither are they. They don't do this stuff. They toss out half their resumes and then they look to see if they know any of the names on there, and those are the only people that will get interviews. There's one thing that I've learned about this whole process is that the hardest step is getting the interview. Why is that? Because this is the step that requires the most luck. If there's 10,000 people that apply for one position that only takes 20 kids for that summer program, chances are you're not gonna get it unless you do something to stack the odds in your favor, and that one thing is networking. Now, what do I exactly mean by networking? In another video, I'll cover exactly what I did to network to get higher response rates from my emails, to set myself apart, develop deep connections with people that actually had them vouch for me at these banks. But as of now, to give a general overview of what I mean when I say networking, you gotta know people who are working in these firms. You gotta be on a first name basis with them. Let's say that you're trying to get into investment banking. You need to know people at all these different banks who work in the exact thing that you want to do. Now, you might not know whether you want to do healthcare, whether you want to do telecom. That's irrelevant. You need to show people who are working in these fields that you're a potential candidate that they can hire in the future because you're so interested in it that you're speaking with them now to gain insights about what their job is like, what they actually do, to see if this job is a right fit for you, and all that good stuff. Now, like I mentioned before, I got into sales and trading, but that wasn't always the case. First, I wanted to do investment banking, and the only way I switched from that is by gaining insights on what the job actually entails that caused me to switch to sales and trading. Now, in another video, I will cover what all of these different job types are like, but as of for now, the main takeaway for you guys is to network, and it is never too early to start networking. The timeline for these internships is so crazy that as of now, as of when I recruited, which was the year 2024, I was a sophomore and I already had to recruit for my junior year summer internship more than a year and a half in advance. So you do not have as much time as you think that you have. If you're in high school right now, if you're a freshman in college, you need to get on this right away. Now, if you're really that young, you don't need to start with talking to people who are working in these fields. You can start with talking to your upperclassmen, join your finance clubs, speak to people who have already landed these roles, these internships, or people who are seniors and are going to go back full time. They're the best source of knowledge for you, especially from your school, that can help you network. Now, like I said before, I will make another video on how exactly to network, both with upperclassmen and with Wall Street professionals. But right now, I just want to give you a general overview of what networking entails. Now, look, if this scares you, I understand. Everybody feels a little bit uncomfortable at first talking to strangers. That's why I recommended that you take the sales job and learn how to speak with strangers on a regular basis and make them not strangers. Because once you're used to that, it becomes almost like second nature. You know how to instantly just build rapport with someone. You can evaluate what type of person they are. Do they talk a lot? Do they not talk at all? How to speak to them according to that. I will cover all these things in another video as well. But as of for now, remember, there's three 3 keys to landing a front office role on Wall Street. Number 1, being personable, developing your communication skills, being able to talk with confidence and get your point across. Number 2, developing technical knowledge in whatever it is that you want to do and keeping up with the current news, whatever's going on in the finance world. And last but not least, the biggest one, number 3, networking. Nothing will happen for you if you don't do number 3. Number 3 is the most important one, and I cannot speak more highly of how much networking has helped me to land these roles. So if you guys stuck around till the end of the video, thank you so much. I hope you gained a lot of insights. If you're a high school student, if you're just starting college and this is what you want to do, I sincerely hope that this helped. My goal for this channel is not to sell you courses, anything like that. All I want to do is convey some of the experiences and lessons that I've learned in my processes that can help you take one step closer to landing the roles that you want. So if that's something that you would like, please subscribe. It would help me out a lot to keep posting this kind of content. Turn on that bell notification so that you know exactly when I post another video, and I'll see you in the next video where I talk about some more finance stuff.